All right, Dodge Squad, Week 17 is over, and now here are my reactions. Let's do this. All right, so first on Christmas Day, we had the Chiefs and the Steelers. Chiefs looking a little more dominant now than they have previously. They got a much better win against a good Steelers team who has fallen off lately. Maybe the Steelers can pick back up. Maybe have a chance in the division this week. Most likely the Ravens will get it due to the losses they had. They had control of it, but they've lost past 3 games, going from 10-3 to 10-6. Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed, so they're hoping to maybe get to another Super Bowl, go 3-peat. Who knows what'll happen? Ravens smoking the Texans. Texans have just not looked well at all. Joe Mixon has not been playing well lately. C.J. Stroud really hasn't been playing well all season. Their defense kind of was helping them for a little bit, but then Lamar Jackson beat, as you can see, the QB rushing record, beating Michael Vick. Had 3 TDs in this game. He's looking like the MVP. He could just be like we did last year and beat Josh Allen. He beat my boy Dak last year. I was hoping he'd get it, but Lamar beat him by just a little bit. Lamar, I will admit, has played much better than he did last year, and he still shot the MVP. Josh Allen does too. But this could have cleared it. Who knows? Now, Allen had a good game, which we'll get into in a second, against the Jets. But the Texans, they got figured out, or they're going to become first-round exits. Dog Squad, Happy New Year. I went ahead and paused this to go watch the ball drop with my family. And 2024 was a great year, especially for the YouTube channel, my life, all that going. Maybe next year or whenever the Cowboys go to the NFC Championship Super Bowl. So maybe that will happen one year. But it was great for me and all that. Hopefully it was great for you. And hopefully 2025 is even better. So the Seahawks taking on the Bears. Now we know this was not bad luck for us watching this game. This was not a good game to watch earlier last Thursday. The Bears and Caleb Williams just couldn't score. And it was the O-line really just could not protect Caleb at all one bit. He was running for his life the whole entire game. So I feel bad. Hopefully they have better all O-line next year because he's got weapons. So, and I think the passing defense could be better. But they played well this game. Geno Smith, he didn't play that well. He got a lot of yards. He did completion rate, but I think there's a lot of also issues for that. Seahawks maybe can pull off something next week. They're also eliminated, so never mind. I was going to say something maybe they can pull off to win the division. I was like, I forgot. They're eliminated, and the Rams already won the NFC West. Chargers domination on Saturday. They win 40-7, and they clinch a playoff berth. 3 TDs for Justin Herbert. Great game from him. They got to build around Drake May, man. They got to do something to help this Pacers team get back to where they were. Obviously, maybe not going to get back to where they were winning all the Super Bowls, but maybe they can get the latest playoffs and maybe go back to an AFC Championship game. I don't know. Maybe do a Super Bowl at some point in the near future. Who knows with the Patriots because they're not playing well. They've got to get something going. The Chargers, they may be doing something. They maybe can pull off a win. It'll be the first playoff win in a while, and I can see definitely Jim Harbaugh doing that in the postseason. Great game, and obviously from Joe Burrow. Hurt when I played against him in fantasy and Ja'Marr Chase, but a great game. This Bengals team has came back from 4-8 ever since they beat us to 8-8. Now they have a chance of going 9-8 and maybe making the playoffs. We'll go over playoff scenarios later this week. Now the Broncos still have to win against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're putting their backups to clinch a playoff spot. And the Bengals are going to have to hope once again for the Broncos to lose. They got to do one little thing. They're going to have to rely on the Dolphins and the Broncos to lose. The Bengals want to clinch a playoff spot. And if Joe Burrow leads his team to the playoffs, man, whoo, yeah, that's pretty impressive. And he may be in the MVP conversation if that happens. But a great game to watch. Good overtime. Joe Burrow to T. Higgins. They wanted to go ahead and get the score and get the win without having to worry about a cage work from his field goal. Cardinals and the Rams. Rams haven't been playing the best offense lately, but they're getting the wins. Their defense is playing much better since that Bills game, that when they led up to 42 points, but they also scored 44 points. So I guess it's been swapping lately. The Cardinals already eliminated from playoff contention, so they were just trying to get a division win. They just couldn't. It's obviously saying a lot. This Rams team is making a big comeback from they were 2-4 at one point to now 10-6. Sean McVay could be in potential coach of the year, leading this team back and going and winning the NFC West. So this team has a chance at making some noise in the playoffs. And Giants. You're down that low and you really want to ruin maybe the next few years not getting a franchise QB, so you decide to win? Now, that's not taken right. That's not. The Colts, what the heck are you doing? Ruining your chances, losing to the Giants, like 45 points? What the heck? What the heck is that? Like, really? I don't understand how you lose to the Giants. How do you let 45 points from New York? Everyone put in the Colts defense this week. I didn't. I put the Vikings in. They did okay. It gave me 7 points. What the heck? And the Giants couldn't even tank properly. This whole thing, ever. But I guess if the Giants fans are happy, whatever. This was this game from, maybe you could say, maybe putting more stats more in the MVP conversation for Josh Allen, having a chance of winning it against maybe Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow or maybe Saquon Barkley. But they win 40-14, have now clinched the 2 seed, so they'll probably put their backups the next week against the Patriots. So they're going to try to go ahead and just save them for the following week. They're going to have not a first-round bye, but they're going to have home field advantage that first game and the second game with a win. So they're promised at least 2 home games. They're going to try to win, go back to Super Bowl the first time since 1995, in the 90s. They're going to try to head back to the AFC Championship for the first time in a few years, and they're going to see if they can go ahead and beat the Chiefs. And most likely we'll probably see an AFC Championship game between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. All right, Titans and Jaguars, both eliminated. And in the game, obviously, you're not going to see this. 0.5 favorites. I don't know what the heck. I've never seen that one. But, hey, the Jaguars have weapons. If you can get Trevor Lawrence healthy, Travis Etienne back to himself, and do you get Brian Thomas Jr., he's going to be a weapon. He already had a really good rookie year now. Maybe he'll go C.J. Stroud mode and have a sophomore slump or something. But y'all got to find a franchise QB. Just not putting enough points. Y'all got to find one out of the draft. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, maybe Jalen Milroe. He didn't play that well today, but he still has talent. So Jaguars have potential. Titans are going to have to go in the offseason and make some moves. And so will Jacksonville. They got to have a defense. All right, Raiders for some reason are starting to want to win games, but Antonio Pierce decided we're going to win games. So I guess that's what they're doing here because they're winning 25-10. They've won 2 games in a row. The Saints looking like, not looking well at all. They won't probably upset Tampa Bay next week unless they pull the whole Patriots thing and barely beat them. Actually, the Patriots barely lost to them, but they could easily. Saints could go into Tampa next week and somehow beat them. Good win for the Raiders, though. If you want to say you're happy with the win, I get it, but you still got to find a QB. Ain't call's not terrible, but you're going to need to find a better franchise QB. So will the Saints. Maybe you can Derek Carr. Maybe you can trust him. If you want to go find a head coach, you can. Because their interim head coach Elzo he's good, but I think the Chains could find people better. You also got to stay healthy. Chris Olave, Raheem Shaheed, Alvin Kamara, they all got to stay healthy. Their defense is too good. It's too good to be letting up 25 points to the Raiders. But they're injured, so what are you going to do? Because they looked pretty good at the beginning of the season. Now they just collapsed. I only got a couple minutes here. I got to hurry. Panthers taking on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, very big domination. Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield. 5 TDs is crazy. Panthers, though, need to get Bryce Young some help next year. He's got potential for the Panthers maybe to put up a few more wins to try maybe sink a playoff push next year. Embarrassed as a Cowboys fan. Thought you ought to have more fight, but you didn't. So Philadelphia and Saquon Barkley. They even lost to a backup QB, third string QB. I mean that's terrible for this defense. After last week, freaking terrible. This offense couldn't do anything. I wasn't expecting them to do it against one of the best defenses in the league, but this defense, you had probably fighting you. You were playing well at the first. That first TD was not your fault. It was Cooper Rush's tip and then picked. So just no fight in this Cowboys team. But Philadelphia is looking like a really good team this year, even without Jalen Hurts. But they're going to need him for the postseason when they play some pretty good teams. All right, only 4 games left, so we got to make this quick. Dolphins beat the Browns. Browns are already eliminated. They got to find a QB next year as well. Of course, you could maybe trust Jameis Winston, but I wouldn't go into the season with them. Dolphins, even without Tua, obviously their offense doesn't look pretty, but they're going to have to step it up. They're close to finding a playoff spot. They've came back from a while, not as good as the Bengals, but they've came back and almost have a playoff chance and making that 7 seed and maybe have a chance to win their first playoff game in about 25 years. Sam Darnold, this is a different Sam Darnold. Obviously, we know that the whole entire time. They beat the Packers. They almost let it come back just like they did in Week 4. Great game for the Vikings. They're going to have a chance against Detroit next week. We'll talk about them in just a second. Green Bay, still hard-fought game. They're still a good team. Both good teams and a really good division. Jane Daniels, man, great clutch moment. He's had it 3 times this year, doing that against the Atlanta Falcons to get his team to a playoff berth. Falcons still have a chance next week. 49ers had them for a second. Lions defense got to get better. They got to get healthy. But their offense is really good with Ben Johnson.